Hey, I'm Matthew with a Fine Press, and welcome to another installment of Creative People Are Weird. We're hanging out in what will soon be my new print shop. It is a ugly warehouse everywhere except what you see behind me, so that's why the wood wall's behind me. Yesterday I was in the car with a banker and a lawyer. It was a strange place for me to be. I was volunteering with the United Way and happened to ride in the car with these guys and heard a really interesting story. The banker was driving and telling us about how he had engaged a fairly famous kind of regional painter to commission him to do a painting for his house. And a couple weeks after they had agreed on terms and a deposit had been made, the artist came back and basically asked to change the terms. He's like, you know, I could really use the money right now. I'll give you some more for it. I'll make it up to you, but could I get the balance now? And while the banker did pay him the balance and took the deal, I thought, man, how tacky is that to try to change the terms of an agreement afterwards just because you need the money. And so I know that a lot of people in like the creative businesses sphere or in the self-help sphere, you know, where all the business books are kind of going these days, a lot of the stuff that I read, these people are constantly talking about the idea that it never hurts to ask. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. It almost never hurts to ask. But when it hurts to ask, it can hurt real bad. My point is, I think you need to be smart about what you ask for. If you're a creative and you're dealing with a business person, you have to think like a business person. Don't ask for special considerations that would damage your reputation or relationship with that person, unless you don't care. And if you really don't care about that client, you probably shouldn't take them on to begin with, but then ask whatever you want. But if you really care about that relationship, there are things you shouldn't ask. And if you're the client, don't ask us to work for free. We've already talked about that. And there are a couple other things. I mean, you just have to be considerate. Think about the other person. It's basic empathy that we're talking about here. But I hear a lot of people saying it never hurts to ask. And I just want to remind you that there are times where it can hurt to ask. I've seen many occasions where a similar question was asked, can we change the terms of our agreement? And the client just walked away. And sometimes it's for the best, and sometimes that is devastating. So that's kind of my word, is to think before you ask. There are stupid questions. Not a lot of them, but they exist. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. Hey, I'm Matthew with a Fine Press. This is Creative People Are Weird. I'll see you next week.